Hey, what's up, everybody? This is GeekyAviseq, and today I'm bringing you the review of the Misfit Vapor X. So, there was a fire sale at misfit.com a few days back, and all of the watches were like marked at like ridiculous prices, unbelievable. Like, I think the Misfit, regular Misfit watch was like Misfit Vapor was probably starting at $14.99, but that didn't include a watch strap as well as a charging dock. But you can always buy them if you have an extra watch strap, or if you have any other fossil watches. The charging dock is exactly the same, so good deal for someone who already has a fossil watch. And then there were other watches like the Misfit Vapor 2, which I think was available for $30, and then the Misfit Vapor X, which is right here, it was available for $40. And then there was some coupons and other goodies, so I got this extra strap. There was only $5 than the usual price, so I decided to go for this rose gold color with the white strap, and I think with this green strap on the rose gold, it will definitely look pretty cool. So the difference between the different watches, if you go to misfit.com, you'll see there's a Misfit Vapor, then there's Misfit Vapor 2, and then Misfit X, and then these are the Android Wear or Wear OS smartwatches. They also have some other hybrid smartwatches, and I don't really a big fan of hybrid watches because I prefer to have a display that I can interact with, so especially watches with a touchscreen. So that's why I decided to go for the Vapor X. So Vapor X is the most latest watch from Misfit. Misfit was started as a crowdsource company, and the first thing that they made was an activity tracker, which was like a coin shaped thing that you could wear around your neck or on your wrist, and you never had to change the battery for like 6 months to a year. And people really liked it, and then they were eventually going out of business. Fossil took over, so all these watches are now basically made by Fossil, if you're not aware of that. So the Vapor X is the latest one, which came out I think at least a year back, if not more, and it's powered by the Snapdragon 3100 SoC. Unfortunately, it has only 512 megabytes of RAM, very similar to the Fossil's Generation 4 Sport. They also have the Snapdragon 3100 SoC, but 512 megabytes of RAM gave the watch a serious performance issue. Also, battery life wasn't that great, so the Fossil fourth generation Sport is not that great of a watch if you don't do some tweaks to it. But here I have the Fossil Generation 5, which I absolutely love. I think this is one of the best looking, most comfortable, feature-rich watch that you can buy, which has wide compatibility with both iOS as well as an Android device. There are other watches. So my previous watch was a Samsung Galaxy Active 2. And while I liked the watch, I didn't like how it felt and looked. And I just prefer the look for the Fossil, even though the Fossil has worse battery life to compared to the Samsung, and there are a few things that are missing, but then overall it makes up for it because it's still Google, so I don't have to deal with Samsung Bixby. I can use Google Assistant on my Fossil, and I love that. I don't want to even use Bixby. Okay, now coming back, so Snapdragon 3100 SoC, 512 gigabytes of RAM, 4 gigs of internal storage. Also has a continuous heart rate sensor, and they're saying that this heart rate sensor is actually better than the other. Then also has Google Pay GPS. You can also swim wearing this. It's only meant for shallow swimming in the pool, not for scuba diving. But that's about it. Let's go ahead and now unbox this bad boy and see how it really looks. Okay, so I paid $40 for this watch. So let's see. I don't think it would be that bad for $40. Woo. Let's go ahead and see what else is in there. Exact same charging case like Fossil. Even the packaging looks very similar to any other Fossil watches I've seen. Warranty information, I don't think I will ever read that. Let's see what's in there. Okay, basically a quick start guide, Download and pair. I already have the Wear OS watch. Okay, and already have a charger. Let's go ahead and you see same exact packaging as the Fossil one. So far, I can tell you, like I like the watch so far. Pretty light. Okay, let's. Wow, the band feels. The watch feels a lot lighter than I was expecting it. I think this one, my Fossil Gen 5, is quite heavier. I mean, heavier in the sense like heavier than at least this one. But whoa, I like it so far. So let me show you. This is the rose gold and the off-white band. Let me go ahead and turn this thing on. I guess no juice. And then that's the thing that I wanted to show is like, look, don't you guys think this green with the rose gold will look like really good? Okay, so before I shoot the rest, I mean charge it up, set it up, and shoot the rest of the video, I'm just gonna give you a quick look at the watch. Exact same, double ring for the charging dock. Even the heart rate sensor looks exactly same to that of a Fossil. And let me show you my Fossil Gen 5. We can put this side by side. So as you can see, oh my goodness. Okay, as you can see, same circular thing, and then looks almost the same, but this does have like bigger chunkier buttons, which I like, because sometimes I do feel if these buttons are too sharp or too small, they kind of pierce your fingertips, and if you have to press a lot, it just makes it very, very painful. And that's why I didn't like the Fossil Collider HR hybrid smartwatch, like always having to press. I prefer a touchscreen, won't hurt my fingers. And there you go, guys, another good look at it. So that's all for now. Let me charge the watch, set it up, and then wear it for a few days before I share my what I feel about the watch. Hey guys, so I charged the watch and set it up. Initially, I got a little scared because it seemed to be a bit laggy, and it immediately reminded me of the Fossil Gen 4 Sport, which I bought in January 2020, which is identical specs with this watch. But fortunately, the watch updated a few times and it is working great with zero lags now. If you were to skip the rest of the video and had asked me to describe the watch in one word, I would describe it as fantastic. People who were able to get this watch on the clearance sale for $40, yes, $40, not kidding, got themselves one heck of a deal. Even the watch bands were $5 a pop. Absolutely crazy deal. So this watch came with this white band, but I was able to order this tan band for $5, and look at how classy this watch looks. There's also a few things that I noticed which I didn't find other watch companies do. uh, these bands are quick release, right? Normal quick release bands, but they also made this buckle quick release. So that if you have a watch and you have extra pair of bands, you can match the color of the buckle to the color of your watch. So since I have the rose gold version of the watch, look, this leather band actually came with this steel color buckle, but I swapped it out with this gold, and look how good the watch looks. Like it's uh, fully coordinated. Now there's few other small things that I noticed. Look at this little notch. So what it does is, and then they have this raised Misfit logo on the band. So when you are wearing the watch, what it does is, when it goes through the loop, it actually keeps the loop in place and prevents the band from sliding out. Look, so what it does is, this logo, those raised logo, goes into that notch inside the loop, and then it keeps it in place. Fantastic attention to details. Great job there. Now let me give you a quick rundown of the specifications. 1.2-inch AMOLED full circular display with 328 pixels per inch, powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 3100 SoC, 4 gigs of internal storage, 512 megabytes of RAM, 300 milliamp hour battery. It also has a accelerometer, altimeter, gyroscope, microphone, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, has a standalone GPS, so you don't need to tether it with your phone for tracking your runs, walks, or any other activity. It's also swim proof for 30 minutes. It has several app integrations including Spotify, Pandora, Strava, Nike Run Club, Moonlight, and Cardiogram, and any other app that you can find in the Google Play Store. Now let me show you the general interface, how fluid the watch is, what options are there. It's not the watch that is slow, it's because I'm looking through the camera and then swiping, it just makes it harder. Uh, As you can see, the watch is very responsive and there is zero lags. Also in my test, the battery life is pretty good for a Wear OS watch. In fact, it lasted me an entire day without even messing around with the settings. Like the Fossil, this also comes with several battery modes, and on the custom mode with a few tweaks, I am easily getting 24 hours of battery life. Let me show you some of the settings that in general will help any Wear OS watch with the battery life. So go here, that's your custom battery life. So go all the way down to custom, and then as you can see all the, so I turned off always on screen, I turned off Wi-Fi. Okay, let the camera focus. Then so I don't know why it is doing that. Okay, so I turned off always on, I turned off Wi-Fi, I turned off location. I kept the touch to wake because I just like, tapping on the screen to turn the watch on. I turned off tilt to wake, I turned off NFC. I kept the OK Google detect, and then I have Bluetooth set from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. What it does also, you don't get notifications while you are sleeping, so you don't have to explicitly turn on the do not disturb mode. And then these remaining things, alarms, heart rate, activity tracking, button to wake, notifications and vibrations are on. The activity tracking is on because this also does sleep monitoring. So if I'm wearing this while sleeping, I want the watch to track my. So once if you set this up and then you click on apply, you will get a really good battery life. There's few other things that you can do. So let me just go to settings and show you what. So come down to display, and then in the adjust brightness, set it to 2. So if it's manually set to 2, what happens is you won't use the ambient light sensor, and that will save a lot of battery. And 2 is actually bright enough for you even outdoor in the sunlight. And then you should also turn off sunlight boost, and then always screen on has always already been turned off from. Now the next thing you can do is, I turned off gesture, so tilt to wake, so the gyroscope doesn't have to be engaged all the time. It will also save a lot of battery. So everything is turned off except for touch to wake, because like I had mentioned before, I like tapping on the screen to wake it up. And I think what else? I Let's see, personalization. So let me see. So what I did in terms of personalization, if I made any changes. Yes. So what I did was, yeah, I kept the OK Google detection because I like um, being able to. So now come to the general tab. You see I have turned off the auto media controls. For some reason, if that is on Wear OS watches, it does causes some kind of phantom battery drain. So I have the unread dot because I want to get the notifications, but I turned off the auto media launch controls. So with these settings, you can get at least this watch gets 24 hours, including using the watch for my daily workouts as well as my walks or runs. So that is pretty great. Now let me compare this watch with the Fossil Gen 5 watch. Let's go all the way down to settings, and it's really hard to see through the camera, so I'm gonna go all the way down to system, and then I'm gonna go to about device. Same here, go all the way to system, and then I'll go to about device. So as you can see, and then click on the versions. So as you can see, it's running the same versions of the Wear OS, which is 2.17, same version of Google Home, same version of Google Play Services, even the same version, system version, and Android security patch. The Fossil is slightly ahead, but May 2020 versus April 2020 on the Vapor. So hardware wise, I would like to call the Fossil Gen 5 as its bigger brother, with a slightly larger screen, slightly larger case size, wider bands, double the RAM at 1 gig versus 512 megabytes on the Vapor X, double the storage at 8 gigs versus the 4 gigs on the Vapor X. Also, the Fossil Gen 5 has a speaker, so you can actually talk to the watch. In terms of performance, the Gen 5 feels a little smoother and faster. The battery lasts a little bit more. But remember, the price difference of the Fossil Gen 5, this is priced at $295 versus $40. Yes, this is $40 is not a regular price. It was on fire sale. But I don't think the Gen 5 will ever be sold at $40. Forget about that. So even then, I don't think this Vapor X is 8 times slower or worse than the Fossil 5. I would say it's about 70% of the performance of the Gen 5. Now I have also tested the watch for my walks, for my jogging as well as my workouts, and it performed flawlessly. I was able to download Spotify on the watch and have some songs on it and listen to them while I was running with my Galaxy Buds Plus Bluetooth headphones, and it worked flawlessly. Overall, I am very impressed with the watch. I would have been completely happy even if I had to pay $150 for this watch, let alone $40, which makes this a super awesome deal and one heck of a deal in a lifetime. That's all, guys. That's pretty much everything for this video. If you have any question, comments, leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Also help your brother out. Please like and share this video, and if possible subscribe to my channel. It's all free, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe. Bye.